Hey, Professor Z here in the middle of Studio B, and today we're going to talk about these wonderful lights and how we can go from this to this or this, and even how to make a preset of your own so that your show can stand out from the rest. Next to the door after you come in is a touchscreen. It's got a little door in front of it, so you can just open that up. And if it's blank, go ahead and touch it a couple times until you get to this screen right here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything is off. Now, if we want to use it from the presets here, we have to make sure it's on paradigm control. And then you can hit preset 1, and it's going to go ahead and turn on whatever is loaded into that preset. Or maybe your show's in preset 4. Or maybe we hit preset 10 and turn everything on. Or I'll hit preset 9 for the pulse. Now what you want to try to avoid doing is having multiple presets on at the same time, because they will overwrite and interfere with each other. Because now what was a red strip for the pulse, when I hit preset 1 at the same time, turn that, actually when I hit preset 5 and 9 at the same time, what was red becomes pink. If I shut those off, now it becomes blue, because we're overriding different presets. So make sure you only use one preset at a time. So that's great for shows that we do on a regular basis that we're going to come in and do. But now I'm going to show you how to use the lighting board, because we can save presets on there as well and create new layouts. So to make sure we're using the lighting board, we want to turn on console control to make sure we're using the lighting board. Now let's go over there. Before you go into the magic sheets and start turning lights on, make sure first that your main level is up all the way and that this button that says live is lit up, so that way you know you're controlling the lights. If those two things are not up and on, clicking anything on the screen is not going to work. So right now you see all the lights are off, because right now we have none of our presets are turned on the lighting board, and we haven't turned anything on through the magic sheets on the right here. Also on the right here, this is our main slider as well. And if you have it all the way down, you'll see the blackout light is on. You can't read that right now because it's dark, but trust me, that says blackout. I'm going to turn that up. And wherever I see green here, these sliders have presets. So if I turn that up, that preset that's saved there will turn up. And if I bring it down, I can actually dim that, its intensity. Or if you just push and hold that button on any of these, it'll show that preset. And of course, if we like one and we want to modify it, we can always start with one and then customize it from the magic sheets. But let's pretend like we're going to start from scratch. I'm going to shut that off because I want to show you these magic sheets over here. To work on this, I'm just using the mouse that's attached to the system here. And so this right screen is our magic sheets. And there are 4 tabs here. We have the comfy chairs, which are the sit-down conversation set. We have the news set on the right side. We have the stand-up center, which is in the middle where the screen is, and then we have what's called set elevation, which are all the LED elements inside the set pieces themselves. So let's start with the news set as one of the most common areas to use. And we'll see in our overhead area here, these are all the lights in the grid up top as you're looking at them. So we have front lights, we have some fill lights, we have some colored lights, we have some backlights that can do different things. So there's different ways to select these. You know, I can actually hit the front button here on the screen and all those front lights are selected at the same time. And then over here I have some presets, so I could just say full and it'll turn those front lights on to full, or maybe 75% or 50%. I can also use the roller on the board here to put them up and down just a little bit. We can also change the color temperature of those very easily here on the right side. So by default, they turn on at 3200, or I could change it to 5600 for a cool look, even 6500 with these lights in particular. So I'm going to leave them at 56. Now, it's always important before you move on to your next set of lights to clear the command, so that way you're not writing to multiple groups at once, because you could click and drag on all of these and just turn everything on all at once, which would be a lot to work with. We want to do them in groups at a time. So I'm going to hit all out. So everything's going to go off and then clear command. So again, I'm going to hit front. And for whatever reason, this one isn't joining that group, so I just click it individually, say full, and change its color temperature to 56. Then clear command. Now the new lights we put in are these horizontal ones. These are not, they don't have a preset over here. So I click these one at a time, so all 4 are selected there, and I'm going to then I'm going to hit full, and those go on, and you can see those are letting the set now. But if the color temperature is not what I like, I can come on my left screen over here, and you'll see there is a color temperature, and if I hit the max button, it'll show me that I'm not at 7200. If I hit min, it shows me I'm at 2000. So I get somewhere close, and I use this wheel right here to dial it into where I want it to be. So I can go up or down, and the closer I am to the middle, the slower it's going to go. So I get to where I want it, and that's pretty good right there. Again, clear command before you go to the next thing. So I have these backlights here that when I turn them on, you'll see them on the camera there. That's at full right there. Again, I can change them from warm to cool with these presets. And I can also zoom in and out. So right now they're kind of narrow and zoomed in, or I can widen them out so they cover more area for a backlight. Again, clear command here. Now I have these 2 other back ones that I select individually. I'm going to put these at full. And what's cool about these are RGB, so I can actually change the color of these. So I can change them to be like maybe blue. And these have different controls over here as well, where I can mess with the color temperature. So I'm using the color picker to change the color here on the left. And down here I have the zoom, so I can always zoom in and out with these as well, just like the other backlights. Again, clear command. And there's also these 2 other little color splash lights that are in here. So I'm going to turn these up to full. And again, on the color picker, I can choose any color I want. And these are hitting the set, so that gives the set a little bit of color wherever I want it. I can always adjust this as I go. So that is the news set. Going to the middle here, I have the stand-up center. These just have 4 lights. We have these 2 front lights here that I'm going to see. At that time I just clicked and dragged to select them, and I'm going to turn those to full. And again, I'm going to change the color temperature here to be more where we want it. I'm not being super precise right now, just trying to give you an idea of how to do this. We're trying to get them all to 5600 because that's what the cameras are currently set to. Got to clear that command. Again, select the backlights, put those all the way up. And these are, even though the color picker's up, these aren't actually RGB. They're just warm and cool. So I can make my cool max and my warm min, and it gives me a cool light, and those are backlights. And again, these also have a zoom feature, so I can either zoom in tight or widen that out. So I want to widen those out so it gives you more room for someone to stand. And then we also have the comfy chairs, which again have a lot more lights. Make sure to hit that clear command. We hit the front lights. These are the source 4s on the front. Here we go, full. And again, come over here and change that color temperature closer to what we want it. Clear command. We also have these fill lights that are in here. And I want to come over here and make sure this is they're nice and cool, and then also change the zoom on them to widen them out. We have these wide ones that are from an old install. They're called the high psych right now. You could select them individually like that, or I just hit the high psych. And I'm going to put these to like 75, or maybe full, depending on how bright I want the walls to be. Clear command, and again, I have the backlights behind it. Turn those up and set your color temperature and how wide or tight you want those to be. So that's our just general lighting. This is just for it to look even for people. Now it's time to give it some color. So clear command, and that's where our set elevation really comes in. We have this set up left to right. So these vertical ones are all the pillars. We have some backs, everything that is clickable is individually adjustable. You can change the colors on all these things. So for instance, I'm going to select all the pillars at once here. I'm going to click on them. So these are all the pillars. Let's turn them up and let's give them a color. So again, I just use my color picker here, and you want to look at the color picker, but also look at them individually to see how they look, and make sure you're looking through a camera lens to make sure they are what you want them to be. What's really nice is on this, it also shows you on the elevation map the color that you chose for each individual thing there. So again, clear command, and these panels on the conversation set, I could select all of them at once, or I could do one at a time. Each one can be its own different color, for example. Oops. So those can be different colors if I want to. These right here are the horizontal bars. I usually like to keep all these the same color, so I select them all together. And there they are. They're very bright at that temperature, at that level. I'm clearly just picking random colors here just to show as an example. You also have panels on the right side here. So I'm going to do random colors again. And then the desk also has lights inside of it as well, so you can turn those on and change the colors. And then lastly, we have on the left and right these little circles, and only go to 75% with these because one of them doesn't like going to full. These are just little accent lights on the set. And now I think I have every light on the set lit up. So there is an example of all the lights being lit on the set differently, and you can tweak this and tune it however you want. And then once you have it, this is where it becomes very important to make sure we save it. Now that you've designed your lighting layout, it is time to save it here on the board first, and then we can save it as a preset over on the wall if we need to do it because it's something that's going to be a regular basis. So first on the dial here, we're on the bottom thing called submasters. So these are all submasters. There's other channels up here. Don't worry about those. That's for programming all the lights beforehand. So say I want to save it to this bank right here because it's not lit up. Anything that's lit up already has something saved. Don't touch those before you save, because if I hit one of those right now, it's going to overwrite everything I just did. So I want to save to here. So before I do that, I come over here. This button says record. Hit that first and then choose this. And now I saved it there. So now this is here. So now that I saved it, if I say all out on my magic sheets, I shut off every light. Now, there's the preset we just made. There's a preset from before. So all the presets are now there. Now once you've made a preset that you want to use all the time and want it on the touch screen, we're not going to do this right now because I don't want to overwrite anything that's there. And please, before you do this, make sure you're not overwriting a preset that someone else is using. Use a blank spot, and if there's nothing blank, come talk to me first before doing anything. But to do it, we'd hit the record button, and when we hit record, now you just press whatever number preset you want to use it on. I'm going to press the record button again because I don't want to touch anything. Once you do that, it is now part of the presets. And that's it. That's how we do the lights inside the studio. If you have any questions, come find me and have fun making your own lighting designs for your projects. Hey, who turned out the lights?